As an Indian who believes in Rashtra Dharma above all else, what I feel is that a nation that dreams to become Viksit Bharat cannot afford to have crumbling bridges right now. The Vadodara bridge collapse is a moral failure more than an infrastructure failure. It's a moral failure wherein four vehicles fall into river and lives have been lost. And I don't see there is any blame game. It is the responsibility of the engineers to take in place. It is the responsibility of the local MLA. It is the responsibility of the collector there. There is no one who can say that this is the political game. People have lost lives. There were four vehicles which fell into the river. So now when we talk about bullet trains, what about the audits of the 40-year-old bridges? How are audits happening? There has been a complete failure of everyone. All those people involved. There are school children going on this bridge every day. There are farmers carrying their crops every day on this bridge. This was a lifeline of the people there, and now this bridge has been crumbled and lives have lost. Who's responsible? It is definitely the government who's responsible. Definitely the engineer who's responsible. Definitely the municipal corporator is responsible for the same. I don't think that there's anyone else you can pinpoint or blame apart from these people. They have to be accountable. They have to be blamed. They have to take responsibility, and action has to be on ground. And now is the time that we wake up as a country and do a 6 months audit. Every 6 months there has to be an infrastructure audit of every state. Every public utility infrastructure needs to be audited. We cannot at this juncture not fix responsibilities and accountabilities. We have to fix them, and only then we can move forward as a country which aims to become Viksit. And it's a shameful act. The day starts with falling off bridges. It's very shameful.
That point, let me bring in Yudhvir Singh. What we're getting to know is that locals had been sounding alarm about the state of this bridge, but apparently their calls were not taken into account. How do you look at this incident? Were regular checks not taking place?
Uh, well, Shweta, this is a failure of engineering department of the state government. In such kind of old structures, they should have a periodical maintenance and preventive measurements charts should also be prepared. I don't know what level of preventive measurements they have taken of such kind of a old bridge. So, in my opinion, it was constructed during, I think, 80s. So, that time, the technique of such kind of lab bridges are not enough mature. So, all such kind of immature techniques, bridges should be evaluated in respect with the contemporary techniques available right now. So, as far as I concern and I feeling that this bridge labs is collapse because of some age factors and not taking periodical maintenance periodically. This is my opinion.
All right. Now let me go across to Manasvi. Manasvi, as you mentioned before, that these are precious lives. These are not just numbers. And this is not, again, one of the kind of incident that has taken place. My question is, why do we refuse to learn lessons?
We don't care. I think what we have understood by now is that the parliamentarians, the chief ministers, and everyone does not care. The lives don't matter. What I feel is after one incident, we feel that there would be some hue and cry. The news stops, and then we go up to we jump into another news and debate. But the real ground effort, which requires a mandate, a political will, and a will to take the nation forward, and the nation can only be ahead when we have such small incidents not happening in our country, with a country with as large as 1.4 billion people. And then also we don't have that infrastructure. We don't have periodical safety checks. We don't have criminal accountability of the officials who have delayed such kind of audits. We don't have a parliamentary mandate on people. We have engineering negligences which happen every day across the nation, and there is zero accountability. And it pains my heart that I come on debates, you are debating it. I thank News9 to taking up this debate right now, even immediately after that incident. But the reality is, what after this? We discuss, we debate, we cry, but then nothing happens on ground. There is no change which is happening, and that's the sad part. It's like hitting on the wall, and the wall does not move. It is painful. It is painful for those seven families who would suffer this loss because of negligence of some engineer, some bureaucrat, some political person who did not cared about the people. And that is the sad part of the situation right now. And I just want that somehow we overcome this. There should be zero tolerance of engineering negligence. There has to be public infrastructure safety report every 6 months. Every state should provide it to the people through its Vidhan Sabhas. There has to be criminal accountability to any official who delays such kind of audits and checks. Only then we can have a better country with proper infrastructure at place. There has to be a special task force designed for infrastructure safety. Only then we can move forward. Are we willing to do that? That's the major point. Do we have that political will? Do we have that bureaucratic will? Only then we can take this forward. Citizens can't do that because citizens are too busy in their own lives by paying their taxes, by giving GSTs, by trying to getting jobs, by doing their basic household work. Citizens are too busy. It is the duty of the sarkar, it is the duty of the bureaucrats to make the country moving forward. You have to have proper checks and balances in place.
All right, and this is why I think we need to keep asking questions about such incidents. Now, let me go across to my other guest. Sir, he was just talking about the kind of infrastructure. Now, this bridge was particularly built in 1985, but this is not a lone kind of incident. We have also seen other kind of infrastructure built in the same period. What is the state of that kind of infrastructure in the state right now? And what is the next step in order to regulate that kind of infrastructure built at such stage?
Shweta, you are talking
Mr.
to me?
Yudhvir Singh, can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
So could you
So,
help our viewers understand that the infrastructure that was built in that kind of age, what are the checks and balances that we need to have in order to understand that the state for infrastructure right now?
state-way government should take action on this kind of old bridges and replace the top lap from the latest technology available, that is precast, pre-test theory. All metros are we are developing today's on the pre-test theories. So such kind of simple supported bridges should be replaced by the pre-test theories and check the load on piers also. So that if piers is also not capable of taking load of today's vehicles movements, so that piers should also be replaced. That should be done immediately, because we have now a lot of techniques and infrastructure available to do such kind of a tedious job within a month or two. So it is not a matter of that we don't have the technology, but we have the technology, but we need some engineering will and political will to spend some money on such kind of a Herculean task.